Hey y'all, so welcome back. So today we're stepping into 1 Samuel chapter 8, part 1. So before we read, let's get our bearings. So Samuel is now older. He's been faithfully leading Israel as a prophet and judge, but now we're about to see a shift. One of the biggest turning points in Israel's history. So up to this point, God himself has been their king. And in this chapter, they're about to ask for a different one. All right, let's walk through it. So 1 Samuel 8, 1 through 3. Bible says, when Samuel grew old, he appointed his sons as judges over Israel. His firstborn son name was Joel, and his second was Abijah. They were judges in Beersheba. However, his sons did not walk in his ways. They turned toward dishonest profit, took bribes, and perverted justice. So right out of the gate, we see the problem. Samuel is faithful, but his sons are not. They're corrupt, they're taking bribes, they're twisting justice. And if we're being honest, this is something we've seen before, right? Eli's sons, remember? Same story. Spiritual leadership breaking down. And here's the tension. Just because someone is faithful doesn't guarantee the next generation will be. Man, that's sobering, isn't it? You can do a lot of right and still have things around you not turn out the way you had hoped. So 1 Samuel 8, 4 and 5 says, so all the elders of Israel gathered together and went to Samuel at Ramah. They said to him, look, you are old and your sons do not walk in your ways. Therefore, appoint a king to judge us, the same as all the other nations have. Now, on the surface, this sounds at least reasonable, right? Their leadership is shaky. Samuel is aging. His sons are corrupt. So they come up with a solution. Give us a king. But don't miss this. They don't just want leadership. They want to be like the other nations. And that's the absolute heart of it. Not what does God want, but what do they have? And that's where things start to go completely sideways. All right, let's look at verse 6. When they said, give us a king to judge us, Samuel considered their demand wrong. So he prayed to the Lord. So Samuel feels it, and he feels it like immediately. Something about this is off. So what does he do? He prays. He doesn't react. He doesn't argue. He goes straight to the Lord. That's a word right there, isn't it? Straight to the Lord. When something doesn't sit right in your spirit, take it to God first. All right, 7 and 8. But the Lord told him, listen to the people and everything they say to you. They have not rejected you. They have rejected me as their king. They're doing the same thing to you that they have done to me, since the day I brought them out of Egypt unto this day, abandoning me and worshiping other gods. So this is the real issue. God says, Samuel, this isn't about you. They have rejected me. And man, that hits, doesn't it? They didn't just ask for a king. They're rejecting God is king. And God says this isn't new. This has been their pattern all along. Delivered from Egypt and still drifting. Provided for and still chasing other things. And if we're honest, we're not that different. We say we trust God, but then we look around and want what everyone else has. All right, verse 9. Listen to them, but solemnly warn them and tell them about the customary rights of the king who will reign over them. So this is important. God says, give them what they're asking for, but warn them. And think about it like this. God will sometimes let us walk down a road we insist on taking, but he will make sure we're not doing it blind. And that's mercy. Even in warning, that's grace. And here's the weight of this first section. They didn't just want leadership. They wanted control. They wanted something visible, something predictable, something like the world around them. And in doing that, they pushed God off the throne. So let me just say this straight. Anytime we start saying, I just want to be like everyone else, we're stepping into dangerous, dangerous ground, because God didn't call his people to blend in. He called them to be set apart, to be holy. All right, so we'll stop right here for today. Next time, we're going to walk through what God says a human king will actually do. And let me just say, it's not pretty. It's a warning most people still ignore. See you next time as we pick up 1 Samuel 8, part 2.